What's going on, guys? This is the DeFi Crypto Alliance show where we're doing our best to be the bridge between our fellow real estate investors, entrepreneurs alike, and the cryptocurrency space. Because make no mistake about it, cryptocurrency is the biggest opportunity over the next 12 to 24 months, and it's not even close. So we're glad you guys are here along the journey with us. Corey, take it away.
Absolutely. Corey Geary here, just having a blast out here in Puerto Rico where the weather changes its mind every 30 minutes. I get up to go take my morning run, ran 4 miles this morning, about like halfway into when I left the house, it was a sunny day, no clouds in the sky. And halfway through my run, literally a thunderstorm comes over the island and it just starts pouring on me and I'm running. I run through it. I'm like, screw it. Like, I'm out of here. I'm wet. We're going to finish the run, but it was a blast. I don't see this kind of weather in Arizona, so it's been quite the adventure. But yeah, we're going to be using that cryptocurrency as a wealth creation tool and using real estate as a wealth preservation tool. And I hope all you Hexicans out there are staying safe today out there in crypto land. Although the Pulse Chain ecosystem looks like it was largely unaffected from what we see now, which is really cool. Just because, any hackers, they're going to go after where the big money's at. And obviously the big money's over on Ethereum. But, some of us still do use some Ethereum dApps. And so I hope you guys are staying safe, doing the proper security postures and measures that need to take place. I was talking with Dane before the show. And if you, practice, with multiple wallets, as far as you have vault wallets, these vault wallets is where you store, like, say, 80, 90% of your assets, and then, or maybe more. And then you have your transaction wallet where you have maybe 5%, 10% max of your assets, and if you ever were to get in a scam or a hack, then, the bad guy can only grab 5% of your net worth and the rest of your assets are fine. So, good security posture is very important, whether you're operating from a ledger or a Trezor, it doesn't really matter. Obviously, Ledger seems I don't know what it is, man. It seems like they can't get their shit together. They have vulnerability after vulnerability after vulnerability. It's kind of frustrating to see these things on play. I am a Trezor guy myself. So is Dame. And I just hope everybody's being safe out there. Sucks.
Yep, absolutely. So make sure you're just being very careful. Today might be a good day just to not transact. And
I'm not. I went in and disconnected all dApps, and then I'm just gonna let it, dude. Like, the market's not doing anything. Like, we're up, like, we're a little bit in the green, so I'm not interested in DCAing today. Like, I got nothing. I mean, I could whatever else. Like my Fux compound, I was planning on doing that. I'll do it tomorrow. No, like, just lay back for a little bit, watch some videos, spend time with family, work, yeah.
Yep, agreed. All right, so Corey did a great summary there. You can see we got some incredible people in the community that are giving updates. I'll start with Money Gain Crypto. Some of these front ends I've used. CowSwap, for instance, is one that I like over on Ethereum. I've used it a number of times, but problematic there. So if you're using any of this stuff, like Corey said, go ahead and make sure that you just you disconnect your wallets from any of this stuff. If you're using Ledger, it's time to move over to Trezor. It's been time to move over to Trezor. And today's probably a good day just to take a break. And one of the things that's really cool, Brett here, who's one of the developers for Pulse Chain, he just says here, a lot of talk about Ledger today. PulseX and the Pulse Chain bridge have been confirmed not to load the malicious code. We build and package libraries into our apps. Thus, they do not request assets from CDNs that we don't control. I have verified with Ledger Nano S packet captures in the browser network tab with the cache turned off. I posted previously about Trezor, which I have deleted. I perform a test with Trezor Model T, and it's also safe. However, it's not relevant at all to this exploit. I deleted the tweet to ensure you get good information and make good decisions. So
great.
We're good. We are good.
Now, for some of you that might feel a little rage inside, Dane, go to my Twitter.
Yeah,
I reposted a very funny video. It should be in the very top of my page and play that video and turn the sound on, whatever you got to do to make that work.
Let me grab it.
Oh, there's us. There, this one here. Play from the beginning. It's so play from the very beginning. This guy is so mad.
Get
your shit together. You get fucking.
Can you hear the audio?
I can. Yeah.
You can hear it.
Yeah, start from the beginning. God damn it, Ledger! God damn it! Get your shit together! You get fucking hacked! SQL injections? Is this shit safe or not? Is this fucking shit safe or not? I trust you with all my goddamn internet money. The least I can fucking ask you is to keep your shit secure! The one thing, your one fucking job. Do it, Ledger! God damn it, Ledger! God damn it!
You say what we're all thinking.
Seriously, like if I was if I was using CalSwap this morning, or if I was over Revoke Cash, revoking my permissions this morning, like I would be feeling that way too, man. I'd be upset if I lost some Ethereum. I'd be upset. I'd be really upset because you trust these guys and then they have a back door. I guess Dane, there was an employee who got fired. They didn't disconnect his approvals to all the GitLab and all the what Ledger has, and then the hacker used his doorway in the Ledger. Basically, is from what I understand.
Oh, and, really?
Yeah, and so it was Ledger's problem, because they should when they fire somebody or you let somebody go, why does that person still have an entryway into everything that's Ledger, right? Even with your business, I remember when I used to fire people out of my company, for example, our buyers list, I would make sure that this position manager would lose control of coming into my buyers list and be able to sell properties through it, because I don't want him going and creating his own business and then using my buyers list, right? You want to disconnect that piece from your former employees, and it sounds like Ledger didn't do a good job of that. I mean, yeah. I don't know.
Huh. Crazy. Interesting. Well, cool. We appreciate you guys being here. This is an interesting one. Lexus TitanX is a beast. I've got some information to share on that one.
Oh, let's. Is it fun?
Well, so
let's do it, Gabe.
Not fun, but potentially real.
Oh, yeah.
So, Axis is sharing. This is the Bitcoin, or this is the Hex Big Payday Fractal. You look this over the TitanX chart, and essentially, what he's saying is that if this were to play out like the Hex Fractal, there's a lot more downside. Could even come back down here and touch these lows. And so, correct me if I'm wrong, Corey, but even if you're looking at this chart, if someone did want to get involved in TitanX, I mean, essentially you're just saying, hey, you wouldn't want to sell during this time frame, because the ETH that you're injecting to create the miners. So you create the miners, you get TitanX back at the end, and you're hopeful that the TitanX price is higher than when you bought it, right?
That's correct. That's very, very accurate. And so, if you were in that downtrend area and you have TitanX miners coming due, you would just want to just either hold on to the TitanX to see if the price returns, or you could stake your TitanX and receive a portion of the ETH that gets put into the system as rewards. And so those are your two options. Otherwise, really right now, if you have stuff, if this plays out, you'd want to sell right now. And Axis was saying that there's a lot of bearish divergence right now, and a lot of other indicators pointing, which makes sense because we're having a lot of supply shock coming out, not in a good way, in a bad way. There's a lot of TitanX coming out over the next month. Right. There's a shit ton of it. And so we could see a lot of downward pressure. But if you're looking to buy the TitanX, yeah, this would be a blessing, right? For all you guys who are bullish on TitanX, you wait for that nice serious price drop and you go in there and you scoop it up, you buy it. You might buy it because then you could probably buy it for cheaper than what you were starting miners for. And so there will be an inverse correlation going back and forth on this protocol. What Axis was saying there was the downward pressure comes from all the miners coming due that is, you can see it on the chart or on their protocol. And then that big upward spike is like Jay Sharp injecting the buy and burn like rapidly to try to pump it back up. I mean, it's what it is, man. It's just a big glorified Ponzi. And I mean, guys, look, I got Titan-X miners, but it's just a big giant Ponzi. And then there's gonna be a day where once the musical chairs stop of like the miners being starting, and then like you have to have continuous miners going to keep this thing alive. And once that stops, then it's going to die. And so, like, I think it'll do really well short term. I think we might even do well going into next year. Through the Bitcoin halving, you could probably make some pretty good gains out of it because you can with any Ponzi, right? Usually, you make a lot of money up front, and then as you move through time, it just kind of dies out. And I think you might have an opportunity for that with this, but I see Hexagons, man, jeeting their home pulse chain bags and moving over here and starting all miners with their pulse chain. So I would say, guys, if you want to participate in this, don't sell your pulse chain bags to go over here and participate. Bring some new money in and play the casino. And that's what I did. I brought some new money in to play the casino, and I started some miners, and then any money made, I'll stake a little bit for some of those Ethereum rewards, and I'll play the game. But, in general, the money I make, I'm bringing back over to Pulse Chain to help pump my Pulse Chain bags. That's what I want it for. I want to come over and put it back in our ecosystem. But I'm seeing a lot of the opposite right now. And so, they're just chasing the shiny new thing. And I hope it does well for a little while. I don't trust the founder. He doesn't check mark. So you heard us talk a lot about our buy box. For me, he does not check mark the box of a good, qualified founder who I could trust, who has good business acumen, who has done previous, protocols or whatever it may be. He does not check mark that box. I've known a lot of stuff that he's done that's been unethical, and so for me, it's just for me. He don't check mark that box for me. So right now, it's a casino for me.
Yeah,
but, sure.
I'm patiently waiting on the sidelines on this one.
Sure.
It's very Zen-esque, and we all know what the Zen price chart looks like. So
if this happens, your buying opportunity will be better than mining. If that, you know what I mean? If that would happen, that your buying opportunity becomes better. But that buy and burn is a beast. I will give them credit for that. When they push the buy and burn button, it does do a lot, but they need the continuing ETH to be pumped in there to make that work. So if the mining stop, it's a game of musical chairs. That's all it is.
Yep.
But hey, everyone loves a good Ponzi.
We are here in crypto. Here's another one that I wanted to get your take on, Corey. I thought this was really interesting. Now, you and I know where we stand. But I want to get your take, and you guys in the comments too. This was a great poll that Sami did. He says, how much do the Richard Heart coins need to pump from here to justify you holding through the past 2 years of a minus 99% dumping more than FTT and Celsius? And so here's the poll. And it's really interesting that the masses are saying that, we need at least a 50x or greater in order to justify the holding. Now, here's my initial take. Like, if you guys know places where you're getting 50x's on tap, please let us know. Send me a DM. I would love to participate with you. There are not opportunities.
You didn't know? Titan-X.
Right. Maybe. I hope for you guys.
Maybe. I hope so too.
That it does. Yeah. I hope it does. But it just blows my mind, the hope and expectations. Now I get it, right? Like Richard Heart, the whole 10,000x thing with Hex. There was a huge narrative when people were sacrificing that his new stuff was the next 10,000x. So I get it, but man, like once again, I just where do you get 50x's, 30, 20, 10x? Now we know we're in crypto, so of course that can happen. But outside of crypto, like, or even within crypto, these aren't, at least so far over the last several years, a 50x is not something that just comes every day. And so, I'm pretty contented if we can get. I'd like to see at least a 30x. That would be nice. I'd feel really warm and fuzzy about that. But even less, even less would be all
Yeah,
right.
same
You
here.
can't get those types of gains anywhere else outside of crypto. And I and I also feel, and maybe I'm wrong on this one. You guys are here with us, so I imagine you agree. But like I don't see other places where I feel more comfortable placing my bets than the RH tokens. I really don't. Community's still intact. Richard's still here. Team's still
Oh, but I
building.
thought he was Satoshi, bro.
A lot of
Everyone
people.
told me 2 days ago he was Satoshi'd out.
Oh, geez.
Please sell
Right.
your bags. Just sell me your bags.
Go sell them.
Please.
Let's
I am
move on.
waiting. I got a bag here waiting for you guys to sell your bags. Come on.
Yep. So I mean, all the indicators are still, in my opinion, really, really freaking strong. And I don't have other places that I feel as confident that will be in really good shape over the next couple of years than I do in the RH stuff. It's not even close. So I'm excited about it.
I agree. And I will add just one thing to that. If a 20 or 30x for you guys does not excite you, then it's possible that you could be a little underexposed. You've heard Sami talk about this a lot. That if you need 1,000x to excite you, then you need a little bit more exposure. And I don't want you going out there and freaking leveraging your house and taking on debt and doing things that you shouldn't be doing to get into the ecosystem, but try to do something more to get more money in. If you got to sell your second car, a car that you never use, right? Like it's just sitting in the driveway. Maybe it's a nice car that it's your Sunday driver. Like go sell it. Like that's a good way to get more exposure. I would say as far as loans are concerned, I would say the safest leverage you could take is a HELOC. HELOCs are great. Those are on your house. You can repay it back whenever you want. They almost work like a credit card. The interest rates are typically really low, although I don't know where they're at right now with this.
Like 9 or 10%.
It's not horrible. I remember when I got my HELOC, it was like freaking 3 or 4.
Right.
It was ridiculous.
Mine too.
But yeah, I mean, there's ways of getting more exposure responsibly is what I really want to stress here. If you got things laying around the house that you don't need, that you could grab a couple grand out of, go do it. Like you need to make it where a 30x excites you, in my opinion. Now we could get a lot more. Like think about this: you get exposed to where a 30x excites you, and then we get 100x. Like how excited would you be? Like now you're like, you got more exposure, plus it went over your goals. Like you're going to be such in good shape, and your family's never going to have to worry about money ever again. Like put yourself in that place. We could always make more money. Now I get it. If you're not good at making money, you don't have a job right now. Okay, maybe you shouldn't put any money in crypto. You shouldn't even be watching our show, to be honest with you. If that's it. Like you guys.
No, man, we're here for inspiration. We're here for
I guess so.
inspiration.
I guess so, but I want these guys to be good at making money when they're investing in crypto. Like, because that way, if it goes to zero, you're able to go out there and crush the world and make more money and go catch the next wave. Remember, like Dane was talking about yesterday, you got to take multiple jump shots before you get that legacy wealth. You're just going to have to do it. Is the RH ecosystem one of those jump shots for legacy wealth? We don't know at this point. We feel good about it. I think it is. It's gonna, we're gonna have to hold through some pain, of course, to get there, but that's the, risk versus reward. But if it's not, I'm okay too. I'm able to go make more money. I'm able to make more shots. I'm not dying tomorrow. At least I hope I'm not. Unless I get on an airplane or something. When my time comes, my time comes. But I'm gonna go out there and keep crushing the world, no matter what. And if RH is that jump shot, and I get the 3-pointer, and it's like I have enough exposure in the ecosystem where, man, 20x and I'm good, bro. Like I am so good. Do I want more? Of course. I want to ride that wave, but I got to keep my expectations realistic too. And I like to be surprised instead of like let down. Like, oh, we didn't do 100x, we did an 80x, and then I'm let down. Where like if I was only wanting a 30x and we got an 80x. And we just ripped through that, right through that 30x, right? Like I'm going to be like ecstatic now, you know what I mean? And so I just want to keep myself realistic. And yeah, this is one of those jump shots, man. I think this could be the one, but I could be wrong too. It's just
agreed. I like it. Super Snake selling. Speaking of selling off cars, he's got one for sale. So if you guys are in the market,
like you have a 67 Corvette, I got a 2023 C8 Corvette. I can't sell it. We've had 4 buyers on it. They've got their financing pulled. Well, 3 of them got their financing pulled, and the other one changed his mind because he found a yellow. Mine's orange, and he found a yellow one that he liked more right at the last second. Like, I'm going back to Arizona freaking next week. I'm just gonna go pick the damn Corvette up. I'm like, I have it with one of those dealerships where you co-sign with them, and it's been just a pain. And so I'm gonna go pick that damn thing up and drive it around. I might put it on Turo or something and make some passive income from it, so I could put that money into Pulse Chain. But I was selling that car. That was part of the reason why I was selling. So I could use that money, put in Pulse Chain. I don't know. Maybe it was a good thing it didn't sell like right away, because maybe I had to put it in Pulse Chain when we were like
too early,
2 or 3x higher.
Right.
I don't know. Right. Maybe it was a good thing. Maybe God was watching over me. Like, no, we don't want to sell this thing yet. Like,
I got my last rental that I've been trying to sell. Same story. It's been a nightmare, but maybe it's a blessing in disguise. I had to put the money in too fast. Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, the economy is a little bit soft everywhere. The car market, the real estate market, and we just got to play the game. That's it.
Yep, absolutely. I wanted to give a shout out to Silver the Antidote.
Oh, what up, bro, man?
Appreciate your work, sir. Keep up all the good shares, especially the ones that go against narratives. We want to hear about those, and your stuff's been really helpful to us in building our own strategies. So appreciate you being here. If you guys did not see, this is a welcome Christmas or holiday, whatever you may or may not celebrate, present from our not our Lord and Savior, but not far from that, according to who you speak to.
Right. He's just a good guy in crypto to me. That's all he is.
Agreed. So here's Richard. They made the bridge free. So I don't know how long this will stay, but this is awesome. This is remarkable. Between this bridge, the Pulse Chain bridge from Ethereum being free, and OX Coast being, what is it? Is it a 0.25% fee?
0.25 now.
100K weight.
Yep.
I mean, people can get to Pulse Chain for almost free if you're coming from Ethereum, excluding your gas fees, or if you're coming through OX Coast, it's a 0.25%. It doesn't get much cheaper. I think this is huge for onboarding. I really do.
It is. It's interesting that he was able to change the bridge fee. I'm wondering how that was obtainable. I'm happy he did it, but I guess he put it back then, like after the holidays. Is he gonna be able to, I guess since he took it off, he could probably put it back, right? I hope he does it. I hope he leaves it off. I hope that we have a free bridge. This will be awesome. For onboarding and even for small money to come across. We want to allow this small money to come across. So it's interesting. I'm wondering, hopefully it stays this way. That's what I'm hoping. I'm really hoping it stays this way. And I'm hoping 0x Coast too, because the guy said, Stoic said, we are doing this for the holidays and maybe longer is what he said. So there's no expectations of 0x Coast to keeping it at 0.25. But man, I think it would be awesome if they did, because they're just going to allow a lot more bigger money to flow through that protocol. Because a lot of times, Dane, when I'm bringing money in, like I'll even crunch the numbers on a calculator. Like if I'm bringing 10 grand in, what does it cost me to go to the 0x Coast? Or what does it cost me to go to the bridge? If I'm bringing 50 grand in, where does it cost me to bring that money in? Obviously, if you're bringing a couple grand in, like all these different denominations, you have to crunch the numbers and be like, okay, where does that make sense for me to come in from? And I don't want that. I just wanted to just use one thing and come. I love 0x Coast. I love it as a direct on ramp onto DeFi. It would need to be very large numbers for me to use the free bridge, because even at 10 grand, that's only, what is that? $10,000 a point. 2.5. Let me do the math real quick. It's not a lot. 10,000 times 0.0025. It's $25. It's $25 for 10 grand. It's literally it's my Ethereum gas fee. I'd rather go to 0x Coast if I'm coming in with 10 grand. Now maybe 20, even 20 grand. 20 grand would be $50. You know, and in 40 grand's $100. Like you have to get up into these bigger numbers to where it's like, well, okay, I'll come in through Ethereum now. For me, because you got to go through a centralized exchange. Now, yes, Coinbase, when you use USDC, they have the free deal with Circle, so that helps out tremendously. But then once you're on chain, then you got to worry about the gas fees, you know, and so like it's, you know, how much Gwei is the Ethereum at that given time. You got to look at that. Like there's so many different things, man. So like, I mean, unless I'm bringing in like, you know, really for me, man, like 50 racks or above, maybe I'd use Ethereum to come in. Like otherwise, I think Zero X Coast is the way to go. For me, that's for me.
Agreed. I like the guys at Coast. They've created a banger of a product. It's really cool.
I agree.
Really cool. In other news, let's get your take on this, Corey, and you guys in the comments if you haven't seen this. This was is this okay, hold on. Let me find it right here. And shout out to Kaiza. Seriously, Kaiza, your stuff is excellent. Corey and I are really busy.
I watched this interview last night. I watched it last night. Yeah, I watched the whole thing. It was really good.
Let me I'm gonna share this clip. Let's make sure. Can you hear the audio?
Yeah, I heard the last videos.
They literally, because of the fact that the Ledger hack happened, I got one of those pamphlets from the Hex community. And I remember posting about that. I was like, how are they this desperate to send out a pamphlet? You know what I'm saying? And honestly, like now that I'm kind of on the other side of it, I'm like, holy shit, these people care enough to send out a pamphlet. Like, I'll say this, the Hex community shows up more than anyone else. It is insane to me how, like, I could post whatever it is about Hex and people show up because they're activated. It's actually crazy. And I've been in a lot of communities, but there's no one quite like the Hex people. So I gotta give some flowers to them where it's due.
So really freaking cool. So here's my question. I think it's great. Like, you know, some of these guys that have talked nothing but trash about Richard for years are coming around in the bear market. And I didn't watch, so all I've seen is the clip. Shout out to Kaiza. It's really nice when we don't have a ton of time to watch everybody's shows. This is incredibly useful. Is this just infiltration of the community, people coming in order to try to extract value, or do you feel like the intentions are good here?
I think it's mixed. I think you're going to see people coming in the community where intentions are good. You're going to see people coming in the community that are trying to extract value. You're going to have a mixed basket of this, and it's going to be hard for you to figure out which ones are doing that or not. You need to do your own due diligence, your own research. You know, Blockchain Boy, he's not launching a protocol right now. But what he is launching,
that we know of.
Yeah, but what he is launching here, so he's not launching a coin. He's launching a protocol. And here's his protocol. He's launching a block explorer that will read all chains.
Oh, that'd be help.
At the same time. And so maybe he's integrating our community because he wants to like extract a little value to support Paul Shane on his multi-block explorer, universal block explorer. I don't know. Like it could be, but like I'm still for that because he's got a lot of exposure on his end with his TikToks and that block explorer that he's doing. If we could be part of that, for me, that's really bullish. So like cool. Like let's do it. We're complementing each other. We're going to give him some energy. He gives us some energy. Now I wouldn't do a sacrifice or something stupid like that for it. But I mean, if he wants us to like cheer him on and post his Explorer or something like that and use the community to help pump his stuff up, and if it brings a valuable service to the crypto ecosystem, that's got to bring a valuable service. We don't know that yet. I'm not saying it is, guys. Like, do your due diligence, do your research, go and read about it, go and look what he's trying to do, and I'm sure he'll be. I followed him because I want to see what he's doing. But if it brings a valuable service to crypto as a whole, why not support them, especially if he's going to support our community? That's the way I look at it. So,
absolutely. We're here for it. I think it's great. I think it's kind of like what's a good example? So it's like maybe this is a terrible example. I'm gonna try it on for size. It's like it's like when you're making new friends and you hear something negative about a new friend that you've made through the grapevine. I want to welcome people in with open arms, but I want to be wise, about how I do that and the way that I interact with people. And I think this is the same thing. You know what I mean? I want to welcome these influencers in, especially the ones that have influence. If they're going to talk about our stuff nicely, I think it's great. Come on in. Like we want the press, but I want to be careful and cautious about how I operate with those people.
Yep, I agree 100%.
Yep, absolutely. Brett has a strong opinion here. Everyone's intent is to pull out economic energy. While new people come in, it brings an audience and energy. Yeah,
that is correct. And including us, Brett, our intent one day is to pull out economic energy. Like this is make no mistakes about it. Everyone, and they even talked about that in that interview, Corey and Blockchain Boy. Like they were talking about like how like everyone in crypto eventually ends up dumping on everyone else's heads. Like it's just a game of timing when we are going to dump on each other and then hopefully bring in new people in who are not don't understand the markets the way we do and dump on their heads. And it's like us rotating, like in the stock market world, they do it too. It's the same shit. It's the exact same shit in the stock market world where it's no different. It's just markets in general. And it just happens a lot faster in crypto, really fast. And there's a lot more money to be made because of the rotating door. So, yeah, I mean, we're all looking to suck out economic energy. We talk about all the time. We want to use crypto as a wealth creation tool and use real estate as a wealth preservation tool. Well, how are we going to use real estate as a wealth preservation tool if we didn't take out economic energy from crypto and put that over into real estate? It's just, it's impossible unless you want to sit there and stake 5555 and ride the wave down every single time. I'm cool with that. You do you. I'm not doing that.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Kaiser, what's up? Kaiser's here. Hey, shout out to once again, shout out to you. We appreciate all your hard work.
Yes, we love Kaiser. He is excellent.
Yep. Love it. Ritz Girl says a fee-based model means way less reason.
I agree with that, but depending on the fees and how much money and cash flow you're making, Red Squirrel, and I feel like in bear markets, the problem is your people participating in your ecosystem drop down 90-95%. So the price drops 90-99%. And then the fees that you're making on that protocol also drop 90-99%. So like for me, it still makes no sense sticking around during the bear market. It just really makes no sense to me. Even on the fee-driven protocols, I feel like they will bring some more longevity to those protocols because it's not so Ponzi-nomic. AKA Titanex. But it's not so Ponzi-nomic. You actually are making a profit and then you're paying your holders. I love that model. It's my favorite model in crypto because we brought that over from the real world business model and stock dividends and the way the real world works, right? I love that model, but it still doesn't sustain in a 95% or in Hex's terms, a 99% drop. It just doesn't. Nothing does. Everything gets wiped off the map. And if you were in the system, you lose all your economic energy. All you have is your coins. And so it's just, I'd rather get out and then see you guys later for a while. And we could talk about real estate and other assets and how to invest in those and then come back in when the time is right. That's just the way I look at it.
Sure. And lots of ways to play the game. Yeah. Red Squirrel says that he doesn't want to risk losing his
careful
position.
With that. It's that FOMO that's going to get you to get you wrecked, man. It's
there's always going to be other opportunities. Yeah, if you can make enough money to impact your life in a significant way, man, I'm not gonna shun you for extracting some value.
Your family deserves it. You deserve it for sitting through all this pain, for being here, for understanding the space. Like you've earned your right to dump when the time has come, right? Do it responsibly too, guys. Like you don't have to go out and just like market sell like $5 million either, right? And crush the price chart. Like you can set liquidity positions. We talk about that all the time. There's responsible ways to get economic energy out of the ecosystem. Like I don't plan on like dumping all at once in the bull market. Like I'm going to be DCing my way out, like in setting liquidity positions. And so like, Yeah, and I mean, there is definitely a responsible way to do things, and yeah, but just man, you earned that money. Take it and reward you and your family with that, man. It's yeah.
Yep, nailed it. Why you guys? We've got a ton of you guys here today. Seriously, appreciate you guys coming in. You make the show what it is. Love your commentary. Some of you got jokes. Some of you got insights. We're here for all of it. We appreciate you guys. We're going to be rebranding
Oh yeah.
to Corey's channel. That'll be our DeFi Crypto Alliance channel. It makes more sense to have.
I got to change the name still too.
In one place.
Yep.
So if you have, and if you're watching on my channel here, appreciate you. Make sure to go over and subscribe to Corey's channel, because over the next few weeks, we're going to be moving everything over there, and we're going to go live on just one YouTube channel. So make sure you go and subscribe over there.
Yeah, there's 7 of you. I'm looking at the statistics here, the live viewers. There's 60 on mine and 7 on Dane's. So the 7 of you that are on Dane's, and we're going to give you guys plenty of notification. We're not going to like do this tomorrow. But we're going to keep talking about this. So you remember, eventually we're just going to bring it over to one channel, but keep it very easy and uniform and in one place. And then we can do those free like onboarding tutorials for you guys. And you know exactly where that's at. We'll create it there in the YouTube, a little mini series that you can send to your onboards, how to set up a hardware wallet, right? How to disconnect from the dApps, how to use an exchange, the simple things that we take for granted every single day, that where you guys start, you know, when you're talking to your friends and family, it sucks. You can just show them that it's free for you guys. And then we hopefully gain a viewer out of it. That's what we want. We want viewers. We want to go into this bull market and get as many viewers as possible. Yeah, so that's gonna be a fun little journey, a fun little shift we'll be doing here in the next couple of weeks.
Yep, absolutely. And this is Oliver. I love this comment. I think this is really freaking important. Most people don't have the hindsight or the insight. Insight's probably the right word, in order to see and plan accordingly when they're investing, to make sure they don't give away their precious investing money, a lot of it, to the IRS. And that's where our intention, like we've said before, is to be able to take our gains from cryptocurrency and diversify into places like real estate, where if you go into asset classes like real estate, that's where you have some of the best tax incentives in period. It just
at least in the United States. We can't speak worldwide. I don't know the tax structures, you know, in Europe, and like if I'm in Sweden, right? Like I don't know what it looks like. But yeah, definitely in the United States. Or you can just move to Puerto Rico, Oliver. That's what I did.
That's awesome.
Screw you guys. I'm going to the Caribbean and not paying crap. I'm still going to buy real estate though, just to preserve my wealth.
Yep. In fact, I had to make some video content for some of the stuff that we're building yesterday. And a lot of the video content is based around the fact that passive income in real estate is largely a lie. It just is.
Oh, it is.
So the biggest benefit from real estate are the tax incentives, period.
Yes.
That's it. You're going to get some appreciation, some cash flow. Those are all nice things. But the main thing with real estate is you can use that to wash funds legally, so that you're out. You can keep those funds and have assets instead. So make sure that you have a plan. Once again, our plan is real estate, Puerto Rico. You can do stuff with oil and gas. You can do stuff with business, mergers and acquisitions to be able to offset taxes. You need to start figuring that stuff out now, because it's going to be too late if you don't know what you're doing. By the time it's time to take profits, it's going to be too late. You're not going to have an opportunity. You're going to give a lot of your money away to the tax man. So make sure
to the tune of like 30% or more. Like, you kidding me? So I mean, think about it, guys. You make $1 million.
Sometimes it's 40%. I think in the United States,
depending on your state, and depending the state too, because you have state taxes you got to worry about.
In California, it's like freaking 50% with all of it, with federal and state.
You make $1 million, and you at the end of the movie, you're left with $500,000. Are you kidding me?
It's absurd.
That is highway robbery. Period. In the story, when they can inflate the currency all they want, because they do, and pay themselves because they do, and then they want to still rob us out of our pocketbook after they inflated the effing currency. That is wild to me. 50% in California when you add it all up. In Arizona, it's like 35%, so we're not near as bad. It's like, I think it's like around 33. But still, like, I make $1 million. I got to give you $333,000. F yourself. I'm going to go live in the Caribbean.
Yep. Seriously. Yeah. Oliver says, I got into an argument with my wife for moving to Puerto Rico, and that didn't turn out so well.
Now let's talk about that for a split second. And Dane, you did good, man. I was thinking about you this morning. You did a really good job because you remember you had the choice of like last year or this coming up year, and you did good, man. You obviously are coming down here while we're seriously depressed still.
Yes,
but you have to come down here, guys, while we're in the bear market, because if you make the gains in the States and moved here, I know we've said this before on the show, but just want to reiterate it. If you make the gains in the States and then move here, you're still paying capital gains on your gains when you enter the island or into the country. It's called coming pregnant with crypto. They're going to want to know what your cost basis is and what your if you're obviously you're up on that portfolio or down on that portfolio. Like this year, I'm like down on my portfolio. So when I file taxes this year, I file a loss on my crypto, and then like that's it. Like next year, I'm in the free and clear. So if I see a 10x, 20x, 100x, I'm in the clear. So just remember that. If you're thinking about this option, once again, as Dane said, you got to start thinking about the stuff now. You got to act on this now. You can't act on this in 2025, 2026, or wherever the bull run is. You have to participate in this now when shit sucks. That's the hard part about it. Like, your portfolio's down tremendously. The economy is soft, and you're thinking about moving you and your family across to another country. Like it sucks. Like I did it. I did it. But I'm glad it's done and it's out of the way. And now, like, I can live my normal life. Now I live in 2 places. It's great. I go to Arizona. I come here. I love it. My family loves it. But it did suck there for a little bit, trying to figure all the finances out, trying to get everything all in order, get the house, get the furniture, get a new car. Like, the whole new life in another place was a pain in the butt.
Oliver needs your help onboarding his wife to Puerto Rico.
It's fine, man. I'm leaving here. As long as I'm here, I'll be more than happy to come pick you guys up at the airport and show you around. I'm leaving here, though, on the 19th, which is next week. For Christmas. I'm going to go back to Arizona for Christmas. I got my dad there. I got my brother, sister. I got like my immediate family. I was all in Arizona. So I'm going to go hang out with them probably to the beginning of February. And then I'll head back to the island. And then I'll probably be back here. I don't know how long. I think we might go to China next year too. So but I'll be back in February for a few months. So hopefully we haven't done a 10X by then. I doubt we will. I don't think we're going to do anything to the Bitcoin halving. That's my opinion. But you definitely want to come down here when your portfolio is depressed.
Yeah. And Oliver, that was kind of like the linchpin, or I would say for my family, the linchpin for us is community out there is great. Like, really enjoyed the people that, there's already a bunch of crypto people out there. A lot of them have wives and kids and families. And so there will be things still for your wife to be able to do.
Yes.
The only people that I talked to that did not like it out there were there was a lady that was like, I don't love the beach. I'm like, well, if you don't like the beach, then this isn't a place for you, because it's pretty much all beach. So
all beach and rainforest is all.
yeah. So go and check it out. Like, feel free to connect with Corey's the one that's mainly out there. I should be out there Q1. And if we can help, we'd love to do it. Yep. Grounded in Hex has. So here's my take on this state national.
Oh, here we go.
In every single, I've looked into this a lot. Every single person that I've found that wants to talk about how you can opt out of the federal government, you don't have to pay taxes. It's always a faceless avatar, and they speak in generalities. I haven't found a single person that will show me who they are, stand by what they're claiming to preach, and like, show me your face. Give me a course. Like, I'd pay out the nose if someone is actually pulling this off. I would gladly pay for this, but like I said, I haven't found anybody that can like stand by it. It's the same thing, in my opinion, as hiring a good attorney. There's a lot of attorneys that will sell you the paperwork to build a business or to do whatever, but they won't litigate. They won't come and stand next to you in court with that paperwork and say, this is good and here's why. So if you won't stand with me, man, like, yeah, that's how I feel about it. But I hope it works out for you guys that are trying. I really do.
Yeah, be careful. I already know there's been a couple shady people in the Pulse Chain ecosystem that, it's already had some problems. So with this exact narrative. So be careful out there, guys.
Yeah.
That's the bull. I tend to agree.
USA would look like Grand Theft Auto. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, man, just move to Puerto Rico, man. It's come and live on a Caribbean island. Like,
it's
you would have told me I'd live
straightforward.
Yeah, live in a tropical island and not pay any taxes. Like, come on, like, this is great out here. Like, who doesn't want to live in a tropical island? I mean, maybe not everybody, but and you only got to do it for 3 years. That's it. And you only got to be in here half the year. So it's 3-year commitment. You only got to be here half the year each year. So really, you want to be on the island for 1.5 years commitment. Like this is the way to do it. It's ethical. There's no like loopholes. Like a lot of successful people do this. Yeah. A lot of successful people.
Yep. MJ, this is a great question. How do you figure out your cost basis? So if you go, if you guys in the comments have other resources, I've used a website called Coinly, Koinly. You can literally just go now you're doxing your wallets if you use that service. So you've got to make a decision for you whether or not that's something you want to do and what you choose to put in there and report. But essentially, they have a cool tool. In fact, I think it was like $100, maybe a little more, a little less. You plug in your wallets, it'll literally calculate gains and losses and spit out a tax form for you to be able to show where you're at. So that was really useful. I like that a lot. New Richard Hart tweet. Who just said that?
Yeah, I saw that. Do you want to pull it up?
Let me go ahead and share it. We'll read it together.
I don't know what he tweeted, but I get notifications every time he tweets.
I do too, yeah. So Richard says, don't connect to non-Pulse Chain PulseX hex things. Ledger got hacked again for first for your address, phone, and email. Now they're GitHub or CDN crypto. Your devs are trash. Your apps are trash. And I am better than you.
That's the old RH that I love.
This should and does make you angry. Why am I better than you? Because I understand security and you do not. I predict the future and you do not. The hack was propagated downstream to front ends because devs trust CDNs and CDNs trust repos, when all of it should be untrusted, inspected and deployed once, so no evil changes can kill your users. I literally explained this vulnerability to you a week or two ago. That's why the Hex, Pulse Chain, PulseX things work great and you're wrecked. I'm better than you. The software I founded is better than yours. The devs are better than yours. You need to learn from us. We are better than you, period. You're wrecked. We're running flawlessly. Learn. Can't get hacked by CDNs and NPM vulnerabilities. Don't use them. I literally described the attack vector to you and how to mitigate it here. Can't lose your data. Don't have it. Yada, yada, yada. He goes on and says, essentially running some victory laps here.
Hex flawless operation for 4 years. Pulse Chain flawless operation for 7 months. You notice how PulseX ain't on there? Which it shouldn't be, and that's fine.
Yep. So it's cool. And then Brett, it's just like actions speak louder than words, and Richard's actions, in my opinion, are solid.
Yeah, and then we talk about, and I want some of you guys are like, oh, I hate his arrogance. I hate like the way he's always braggadocious. I'll tell you what, when I'm investing with like syndications, I have a syndication I'm invested with right now out in Atlanta, Georgia. They're building a build to rent portfolio for hedge funds. And the only reason why I invested in that guy, you invest in the person, you don't invest in the project itself. Like, you want to know about the project, you want to know the numbers, like you want to know like what's going on behind the scenes. But like really what I'm looking for when I'm talking to somebody and I'm about to give him my money is I want to see how this person operates and how he acts. And Like if the guy acts in like any kind of softness or a coward, or he just doesn't have any confidence in his ability to like pitch me the project or explain to me how he's gonna get the job done, and if he doesn't have at least some kind of little arrogance and like that he knows his shit, like I'm not gonna invest my money with him. And it's the same thing with RH. That's why I love RH, because that right there, I know the RH is still, the old RH is still here, and that instills confidence in me. I just got a boat of confidence instilled in me from that tweet. So some of you guys are threatened by that because of your ego. Fuck the ego. Take the ego away, let it down, and see that this guy does know what the hell he's doing. And so like it should instill confidence in you. And that's how I know my money's in the right spot, is because of that shit right there.
Yep, absolutely. You guys have seen the clips from American Idol, just like I have, of the atrocious singers that think they are that think they're awesome. Unrealistic confidence is both a blessing and a curse. We want unrealistic confidence, unbridled passion when it's warranted.
Yes.
When it's warranted. That's very important. And in
Yes.
Richard, it's warranted. Like the security's on point, communications here, even with the SEC FUD, like it's clean. I don't know what else to say. You nailed it, Corey.
Yeah, that's it. You guys' egos get all butthurt about his knowing that he knows his shit. Yeah, is he arrogant about it? Sure, but to me, he has the right to be arrogant about it. You know, and I like that. I like red personalities. I like people who go out there and want to conquer the world, and they know they want to win, and they want to win, and they brag about winning. I love that. I freaking love that because I harmonize with that. I resonate with that. Those are my guys. Like, you know, that's how a lot of the people crush it in real estate. They go out there and they want to rule the world, and they want to conquer the world, and then they brag about it. Like, it's great to brag about it. Celebrate your wins. Man, it's just yeah, let the ego down. Screw it.
Agreed. Yeah, Archie, I think this is a lot of us in the community. His arrogance put me off at the beginning until he was right. And that's the thing, is the guy is like, no one's perfect. And and anybody that claims that Richard is perfect is mistaken. Richard is not perfect. But gosh, the guy doesn't miss often. He doesn't miss often.
I agree. Yep. And that's why I invest my money. And that's why, man, I'm going to DCA this month. Can you guys just sell? Sell. I know you want to sell anyways. Go buy Titan X. I don't care. Go sell. I want to buy some Pulse and some Hex, man. I'm waiting. I got my bags loaded on Coast, ready to go.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Got a few of you guys tuning in here near the end. What's up, Crispy? Appreciate you being in here. Maddie's here. What's up, Maddie? Good to see you guys. Community's dope, man. We got the best community.
I'll be on Maddie Allen's show coming up in January. Just a quick announcement on that. Dane, I know you'll be in Peru. He's traveling, so he won't be able to make it. But I'll be on there. It's going to be a blast. I'll be supporting Maddie all through that conference. He always does a shit ton of work to put those things on, man. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot of work.
Yep. Crypto 7's here, man. We got the whole crew. This is great.
Watching him this morning, man, on my run. When I was running, I was tuning in to Crypto 7. It's good stuff, man. He's always got good shows.
Yeah. Oh, this is a great take. Yeah, there's a lot of cryptos already in this bull market that only need another 5x to get to 50x, including Solana. But I agree that Hex and Pulse Chain today are one of the few remaining coins that will 50x. Yeah. Buy the things that are still cheap, right?
That's why I'm about to buy, man. I wouldn't be buying if I didn't think they were cheap. Like, I wouldn't buy Solana right now. Like, I would have bought Solana, and I wish I would have over back at, you know, you always say that, right? When Solana was like $12, $15, we always say that. Like, that's cheap. That was cheap. Like, now it's like, I'm not going to buy Solana. Like, where I can get my 5x, I can go buy Ethereum if I want a 5x. I mean, maybe I might get a 5x on Ethereum. But yeah, no, you want to buy what's cheap.
Yep, absolutely. This is a good question. Let's not get into like all the weeds of this today. We need to jump off here sooner than not. But
we're going to be doing a lot more real estate content as we're moving through the bull run, because, you know, that's always our end goal, is going back into real estate. We love crypto. Like, we want to play the game back and forth, right? Crypto, real estate, and we'll talk about this. a little bit more, but then
But Oliver, if you're a Canadian resident, like I don't think Puerto Rico works for you.
it isn't. What is the Caribbean island? Remember we talked about one guy, Dane? It's for Canada, and it's a tax shelter country.
What was it called?
It's
there's another. I don't know all the specifics about it, but apparently there's another like Puerto Rico for Canadians that you can go live in the Caribbean, and I don't know all the benefits, but it sounds like they're somewhat similar. I imagine you could find it in 2 seconds if you went and Googled it.
Yeah.
But if you're not a United States resident, you need to check with an attorney or a citizen. You need to check with an attorney in your jurisdiction or a CPA and figure out how all that stuff works. But I do not believe that Puerto Rico is going to help you in any way with taxes. Yep. I love this take, Brett. Yeah, absolutely. It's reassuring in the face of the SEC for him to voice such confidence. Mm-hmm. Richard has been posting so much stuff about flaws in the SEC's in their cases. They've been bringing against different cryptocurrencies in the ways.
But I thought he was gone.
He disappeared, Corey.
Sell your bags. Just sell your bags.
Let's move on. We want to buy them.
I'm gonna keep saying that until I DCA. I'm just gonna like.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, Crypto 7 says Sol is just a well-known example. Bunch of game tokens over 10x.
Yeah, there was a bunch of little runs during this last little pump.
Yep, absolutely.
Our time's coming.
Yep. Anything else you want to cover today before we jump off, Corey?
We got Open Mic Friday, so if any of you guys want to come on Open Mic Friday tomorrow and rap with us, we love talking about anything, whether it's crypto, real estate, money, living in Puerto Rico. You can come on here. We can talk about that. In fact, if you want, I could try to find out what the Canadian island is that you can go to and have a tax shelter. One of our masterminds was a guy we talked to, and he was doing it out there, and I can't remember what Caribbean island it was. But yeah, come on for that show. It should be a lot of fun. We should have hopefully Crypto Coffee on next week. That'll be a blast. We won't be here on Tuesday. I'm traveling back to Arizona. And that's all, man. You guys have a lot of fun out there, and be careful with the stupid hacks. Just lay off crypto for today. I would say, obviously Pulse Chain's unaffected. It looks like that's great. But man, I'm just gonna lay low today and chill, hang out with family, and push all my buttons tomorrow.
Yep, absolutely. And yeah, one more note. We're gonna make a totally free tutorial to help everybody with onboarding. You can send your guys there. We'll talk about wallet setup. We'll talk about Pulse Chain. We'll talk about how to get there. Give just some of the very underlying basics to be able to help you guys with onboarding. Some of the things we found that have been really effective. We'll include all that type of stuff. And if we can get them here to be able to watch the shows, we can educate everybody, pump everybody's bag. It's good for all of us. So once again, we appreciate you guys being here. Catch us tomorrow on the Open Mic Show.
See you guys. Peace.